Right. Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor, I'm back at y'all again. Now I'm coming to talk about high blood pressure. What is high blood pressure? And how do the medical system come to terms in creating medicinal solutions for high blood pressure? Well, number one, there's an agenda behind every initiation, every business, and every relationship when it comes to anything dealing with a second or third party. But in this case, we're dealing with illnesses, the medical system, and illnesses. High blood pressure is not anything pertaining to the allegations or what they allege in the medical system when it comes to diet. High blood pressure comes from foreign agents that are genetically modified inside of our foods. And these foreign agents, once they are recognized by certain antibodies in the body shut down, causing inflammation to build up and salt in the blood to remedy or to go against something that is foreign or not recognized by the biochemical structure. They use mercury to process food. Did you know that? Black people in particular, you have something called melanocytes. These are cells. These are a type of cell that when you are ingesting anything by mouth, it has to go through these cells to break down the data inside of the structures of enzymes in this food in order to be passed by or passed into the digestive system. Meaning that they have chemical agents inside of these genetically modified foods that trick these melanocytes, which allows them to pass through into the digestive system to cause the body to go into an overact or over effect of creating salts in the blood. And now acids have to build up, this good acid, to run out or to defend whatever is going on as far as this genetically modified organism that you're placing in your body. So high blood pressure is not what they tell you it is. So now these melanocytes that now correlates with your blood cells sends a signal out after the fact that it has allowed these genetically modified organisms to pass into the digestive system. It sends signals out to the blood that there are foreign agents in the body, and now the blood produces salts, causing your blood pressure to go up. This is high blood pressure. Eating foods that is not recognized or foods that is not conducive to your physiological structure. And now it becomes a mental thing, because I said your health, your mental health has a lot to do with your physical health. So now you have chemical imbalances that is occurring or manifesting in the body that is causing your major organs to shut down. And when your major organs shut down, guess what happens? The itis kicks in, which is inflammation starts to produce in the body. Inflammation is nothing but a chemical imbalance that is caused by unrecognized agents from something that you have ingested into your body. I had someone tell me that a doctor gave him cholesterol pills because their cholesterol was up. And they told him that it was hereditary, which is not true. Hereditary comes from the chromosomes. You are now in the area of chromosomes. This is why the child, right, upon birth, is given 23 pairs of chromosomes from the mother and the father. So we are talking about characteristics, acts. If my mother ate pork all her life, and her mother was taught to eat all of this stuff, and it passed down to me, and I got the same issues that my mother's mother had, it's not hereditary. It's only hereditary in that it was taught to me. It wasn't passed down. We have to understand that the medical system, or the people who work inside of the medical system, are only robots or machines. They don't know what's in half of the stuff that they prescribe to you. If you ask any one of these doctors what is inside of these vaccines, or inside of these cholesterol pills or high blood pressure pills, they wouldn't know what it is. They are only following orders from the people up high that they don't even know. And half the time, the people that's prescribing you pills are obese. And remember, if they are obese, and I say that physical health is a mental health, then of course, it's easy to make you a robot. And another thing, for pregnant women, when you're about to give birth, your digestive system becomes more open. It becomes more sensitive to people's energies, stress, depression, anxiety, and acts. So when you are giving birth to your child, it is not wise to have someone in the room who has negative energy, whose vibrations is vibrating low. Stressed people around a pregnant woman gives off an emission to the aura of that pregnant woman. We have to be very mindful that the medical system do not care about your well-being. They are only paid to experiment on you and not heal you. If you go back 1,000 years, there were no hospitals. If you go back 6,000 years, there was no such thing as a common cold. There was no such thing as a nursing home. As Dr. John Henry Clark said, why? Because we didn't throw away grandma and grandpa. There was no McDonald's 1,000 years ago, so you couldn't get sick. The air wasn't poisoned. So if the air wasn't poisoned, right, and nature was being respected, then mathematically speaking, there was no way that anything in the jurisdiction of illness could come about. Not saying that things didn't occur, but not to the level of what we're seeing today. I can prove that starch and white rice, starch and white potatoes is more conducive to the acids of white people, meaning it's more healthier for them than it is for you. Your diet, black people, is not that of the European. I can prove that in crack cocaine, right, there is something called an alkaloid, alkaloid. And this alkaloid is something that's created inside of melatonin. And the culture causes the person who it comes out of to get addicted to it when it comes out of their body. So if I take an alkaloid out of your body, black people, and connect it to a drug, you become more addicted to that drug than anybody else, because the substance or the spirit and energy of what came out of you is inside of that drug. A chicken cannot teach an eagle, even though they both birds, because the things that the eagle can do that the chicken can't do. A red ant and a black ant don't get mad at each other because they don't integrate. Why? Because they know that their nature is different. They don't both see the soil alike, but they don't call each other racist. They just understand and understand that they have a place in nature. You don't take a black bear and a white bear, a polar bear, and integrate them. The nature is different. So, what is high blood pressure? High blood pressure is just the body not recognizing foreign agents from the foods that we are consuming. It is not because you are eating salty foods. It's because you are eating foods that you're not supposed to eat anyway. The body don't recognize genetically modified organisms. That means that your genetics is being altered. So if you have organisms in your body already, right, that does the processing by way of the ribonucleic acids, this confuses the messenger, which is the RNA, and that bridge that connects the RNA to the DNA is now disturbed. And this could possibly, disrupt whatever you reproduce later on, as far as giving life, or not being able to give none at all. So it's just like when you have food poisoning, right? The body produces good acids, and those acids start to go to work on pushing that poison out the body. And this is why your stool becomes clear and runny when you have food poisoning, because the acids is pushing it out. So if you study a person who got food poison, if you study their blood pressure at that time, you will see that it's high because the body's creating defense mechanisms. And salt is being initiated in the blood as a part of those defense mechanisms being created to push out that poison. Same thing when you eat genetically modified foods. When you put it in your body, right? And your digestive system don't recognize the enzymes in those organisms, it goes into defense mode. Now salt is being produced, inflammation is being produced, which is a medical term for what? Itis. This is why you get tired, because your body sends you to sleep mode. So it can work on or find the issue that's going on or that foreign entity that was supposed to be in your body, which is those genetically modified organisms. All right? So that's what high blood pressure is. Peace.